All right, here I am back again, guys. This is Mini, and this right here is going to be this first step in this Raptor build, and our first step is going to be the chassis. And if you can see here, it shows you that it has metal axles, has the four-wheel disc brakes go on the metal axles. Right there will be an exhaust tip. Right there's an exhaust tip that goes on, and that'd be your step one. And then your second step is going to be to apply the wheel into the tire and tires onto the post. Well, you guys know me, you've seen my builds over the last year or so. I'm not going by the instructions. And I done told you this would be my first full follow-through step thing, and I did work off camera. It's better for me. I don't have a way to set up a camera and do it, but I'll go over what I've done so far. So my first step was step one, the chassis, trying to get the wheels and tires mounted. So I took it upon myself. This is the route I'm going with the Raptor, and here we are. We're going to go a nice little clean, looking like a lowered street truck. So in order to do this, here's parts of the chassis. I'm going to put this fuel tank back into use. Here's parts of the exhaust I cut off, I won't use. This right here is all kinds of pieces to the frame. I hacked it, kept hacking, and just kept hacking, and I ended up, I don't have much hair, so I didn't have nothing to pull out, but what I ended up doing is I just totally went ahead and gutted the chassis. Now here's what I did. I stayed within the frame rails. If you flip this kit over and you want to lower this kit, if you flip this kit over, it has a raised line on the floor. It will have a raised line right here on the floor. You can see a little bit of it. And what I did is I just took my blade. I have a rotary bone saw. Let me pull it out and show you guys that. I have this paper thin. See if it'll focus. Focus. Well, anyway, I have this really thin saw. So what I did is I just went along the frame rail like this on the back side, and I cut it all out. I trimmed out the rear end that I wanted. I kept the front because of the front suspension. If you look, that's how much I lowered it. I didn't remove. See if I can get this to focus, guys. I didn't remove this piece because it's what mounts in the bumper. So what I did is I removed that much of this piece after I cut the whole center out, and I lowered it about 1/8 of an inch, about 1/8 inch. So I did that, and I built up all the sides. Now I'm doing like an enclosure. I will run the fuel tank back up there, like so. I'm gonna have to do just a few more tweaks to it since I build up the frame rail. I'm gonna have to do that. I saved the back tire for all the support. I cut out the motored in exhaust, and all this right here was just to bulk up the floor and give the rear end some delay. So I want to make it look like a sealed chassis frame. So I hid the drive shaft. I'm still going to I'll run my solder for the exhaust. I don't know. Let's see if that focuses. I don't know how far out I'm going to go, but I got it. That's how I lowered it. It's just a bunch of sheet plastic stock. If you guys want to stock up on your plastic stock, go to Facebook. Search out Brian Jennings, and he's selling 0.0 all the way up to 2.50 sheets of plastic. They range from 40 cents a sheet all the way up to $2.50 a sheet for the bigger, thicker stuff. They're all 8 by 11, 8 inches wide by 11 inches long. He also has regular stock like your tubes like this, and your straight your straight stuff like that. He has all that stuff. He even has mirror image stuff. Go check him out. He has an angle iron. He'll have all the angle iron and everything. Go check him out. Really cheap. He has square tubes, rods. He just has all kinds of stuff. So go over there and get you some sheet plastic. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a net in here like it's an air dam type thing, because the way I left this sheet here, I wasn't going to close this off. So our next update, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand a lot of this stuff off. I'm going to try to, I don't know if I'm going to run the running boards yet or not. But what you guys see, that shiny stuff you see there, is liquid glue. Since I added so much in there, I used a Pro Weld, and since I was adding so much, instead of brushing it on, I was just using the dropper to get it in there. So this right here is just a rough start. Like I said, even though I know this ain't going to be much about the chassis, this is where I wanted to go. A few people have commented about they didn't know where to go, and if I was to keep this way and not do it the slam look, I would still done it the same way, versus I wouldn't have added this back on. What I would have done is I would just put full plastic around there, and then I would have put my lifted suspension, you know, just above it and over it, you know, where it would be, you wouldn't be able to see it, you know. So it still had the inner core, unless, you know, you cut all that out. I notched out the top of the wheel wells, and that brings you don't want to cut it, depending upon how low you guys want to go. You don't want to cut it all the way off, because if you cut it all the way off, your wheel and tire will go go up and down too far or whatnot. But I didn't want it framed. I didn't want it sitting on the frame, because I didn't like the way the wheels look tucked. So what I do is I just cut the top off a little bit, and then you shave down the insides, give it an angle cut. Then right there, it just lets you bring the tire, you know, lets you come up just a little bit. So when we put this all back together, got to put the nipples in the hole right there. And then I plan on getting me a few more of these. All I've been playing with so far is just the chassis, and I'm already enjoying it. So I don't know if I want to run the running boards, fellas, or if I want to throw like a body kit on this yet. I'm not sure yet. If you can see the little hole in the bed, I'm going to tunnel cover this, but what I did is I drilled it out. I made it a little bit more round than square on the underside for the wheels I wanted to use. I'm trying to move my camera a little bit. And then with the regular plastic, it's set up about this high. And then I notched it, and it gets to set about that high. And if you notched it all the way out, you know, it would tuck all the way up in there, and I didn't like that tuck look. So this is the look we're going for, fellas. I have a paint scheme. Whoa, crap! I have a paint scheme in mind. No positivities yet, but what I got to do is, I hate painting anything red, if I'm being honest, because more than likely red is the most common color to bleed. So with this right here being a reddish orange, I'm going to stick around the reddish orange color stuff. So I don't know yet just where we're going to go with it or whatnot. And thanks for following. This is not very much of a big update. I just want to let you guys know where I was. I'm going to stick with the step. I'm still going to go step by step. I'm just going to show you Mini's way of doing it. Oh, the tube that I hid drive shaft and stuff in is just a tube like this, regular round tube. So if you guys can see that. And I just cut it in half and glue it in, put it where I want it. So it's nothing that nobody else couldn't do. I hope I give you guys ideas on, You know, if you have one of these kits, or if you've seen a subject in a snap kit but it don't have the detail and you think it's not worthy of the $20 to buy a damn kit nowadays. But if you suggest the subject versus the simplicity, I guess if I said it right, then you will be able to create, and you could turn it into what you want. And it depends upon, like, there's Benjamin, can't think of his name. He's a really good frame builder. Ryan Baker, really good frame builder. I didn't want to build a frame for this, but there's a few people on Facebook that I follow. Brian Swinniger. I always call him Hack. His nickname was Hack Shack Resin for a long time, but Hack, he built some of his own frames. So if you guys don't check out Facebook because of the BS that's on there or whatnot, try to seek out some of the model groups. There's Lowered Evolutions. There's just a bunch of different sites out there. Somebody else, a Plastic Fanatic, was talking about joining Facebook just for wire diagrams and paint schemes and stuff for his models. And you know, it is a good deal. It's a good idea. These guys will teach you. There's guys that can do stuff for you if you don't want to do it. Just check a lot of those guys out over there. I know we have the Model Car magazine page over there. A lot of people like to share, and you know, there's a Scale Auto page that is over there, and you know, I have my own page, Mr. Minidreams. You guys can go over there, and if you request, I could get you in there. And with that being my own group, I get to control the rants and the drama, and you know, I eliminate it as soon as I see it if it's not worth model talk, you know what I mean? No sense of having something in there that we're not going to be productive with. So just check out some of the other stuff and get ideas. Just because it says snap type on a box, it's still buildable. Let's have some fun. Thanks for all the comments, everybody. Thanks for all the comments. I'm gonna get back. We'll go on to I'm gonna finish what I need to do on the chassis and do some more little update details to that, since we are on step 1. And we'll keep on there, and then we'll move on once I get the chassis where it's ready to go. Looks like a plain and simple interior, but if you guys know me, yeah, I'll change it some way, somehow. I don't know yet. Alright, and another shout out to Never Stock, Always Custom. He's been doing some nice stuff on Instagram and Facebook and on these channels. And I want to give another shout out to Ray. He's been doing a lot of videos here lately. You guys need to check him out. And to Brother Gil, man, get that room set up to where you can work it. When that stuff comes in, maybe your projects will get to flowing again, and that builder block's just there for a little bit. It's not the end all, so don't pack up all your military stuff yet unless you have my address, and then you know I'll take it. You guys have a good one. Stay safe if you're in bad weather. We're in the middle of storms again today, but you guys take what skills we have and what kits we have, man. Let's just have fun. You guys have a great day. See you in the next update.